Guilty, aggravated rape.
A rapist convicted.
I am grateful to receive justice.
But for survivors in similar cases, the nightmare is not over.
He stabbed me all down my back, and that's when I started praying.
Her case never went to trial. The obstacle, state law.
It's really shocking.
Earlier this year, we saw a man sentenced for raping 2 women in a Framingham store. They finally got to see him pay for his crimes.
But in other cases across the state, Massachusetts law is stopping prosecutors in their tracks. And one survivor tells 5 Investigates Mike Bodette, change needs to happen now.
And he kept stabbing me, and as I'm trying to hold my neck and get out of the car, he stabbed me all down my back.
It was a night of terror more than 20 years ago.
And that's when I started praying. And that's when because I couldn't get that door open. I couldn't unlock it.
This Massachusetts woman is remembering her harrowing escape from a rapist in 2005.
I could see that lock lift. I don't know how it opened, but it opened. And I got out, and I ran as fast as I could with my bag.
We're protecting her identity because she's a survivor.
As he got out of the car, he chased me, and he kept stabbing me.
She was on the ground, on her back. She says she kept kicking him, and eventually he sped off.
I've realized I am so much stronger than I thought I was.
But 2 decades later, she still has scars, both emotional and physical.
They've healed a lot in 20 years.
She met the man who caused these scars while trying to get a ride from Boston to Malden.
When he said, sure, I'll give you a ride, I was like, all right, get in? Yeah, get in. So I got in.
On the drive, she says they discussed sex and money.
As I said no over and over, like something changed inside him. He started getting mad, driving so fast and turning so fast. I didn't know where I was anymore. Pulled over, and that's when he got real ugly with me. I remember him saying, get in the back over and over. Get in the back, get in the back, get in the back. And that's when the rape happened.
It's horrifying, but we still have to prove it in court.
The big break in the case came in 2022. Investigators matched DNA collected from a sexual assault examination after the woman's rape to this man, Ivan Chung. At the time, he was working as a vice president at a Boston bank. Prosecutors charged him with raping 4 women dating back to 2003.
I couldn't believe it, that the name he gave me was real.
He told you he was Ivan?
Yeah, he gave me his name.
DNA tied him to 2 of the attacks, but both cases, including hers, were dropped because of a 15-year statute of limitations on prosecuting rape cases. The other cases against him were dropped as well for other reasons. Chung denies he raped anyone and has not been convicted of any crimes. Chung and his attorney did not respond to numerous requests for comment.
It was a drop of my heart. I did shed some tears, like gentle tears of just saying, wow.
What say you, is defendant guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, aggravated rape.
A stark contrast with the March conviction of Stephen Paul Gale for the 1989 rape and kidnapping of 2 female employees in a Framingham clothing store. The statute of limitations not applying only because Gale lived out of Massachusetts after that crime.
Today I'm here to ask you to come together and pass this bill.
Survivors from both cases testified on Beacon Hill in support of a bill that would eliminate the statute of limitations on rape cases when DNA ties the suspect to the crime.
I'm here today to also give my testimony as a survivor.
This bill is her bill, and it's written for her and people like her.
This is the 3rd legislative session State Representative Adam Scanlon has filed the bill, and he says he's hopeful it will finally pass this year. 35 other states have either eliminated the statute of limitations when there's DNA evidence or removed the statute of limitations altogether for felony sex crimes.
What do you say to her about why Massachusetts is lagging behind on this issue?
Without her voice, we wouldn't have even gotten this far.
It's harder and harder to prosecute a case the longer you wait, but I definitely want Massachusetts to extend their statutes for situations like mine.
There is some good news. Governor Healey and the House included language in their budgets that would eliminate the statute of limitations in rape cases when there's DNA evidence. That language is also in the Senate budget that the full Senate will vote on later this month. We'll update you as it works its way through the budget process. Mike Bodette, 5 Investigates.
We trust you will, Mike. Thank you for that. So if you have a story that you think 5 Investigates should look into, call the number that's right there on your screen. Send an email to the address you see on your screen, 5investigates@wcbb.com.